Have you ever told like family, friends, or colleagues, like when you got into Missouri, we're not in Kansas anymore?
No, but it should.
Do any of you guys live in St. Louis?
I have
No.
friends there, but no.
Oh no, okay. So I'm going there. I'm actually in the airport. I'm in the parking lot right now for the airport right now. And then I was looking for a date. And I realized I never really asked anybody like the city they live in. So I was trying to go to ChatGPT to be like, look up zip codes and area codes.
What do you want to do there? I'm familiar with it.
No, well, I'm going to be at the Chase, which I think is the Tenderloin. It's like a restaurant inside of it, Central West. So I'm going to some restaurant, something Lazy Tiger, or I don't fucking know. Sheridan, Chase, Central West, and I want to get dinner tonight.
All right, I'll figure something out for you.
If you know something, that's cool. Otherwise, I got a spot. I already made it res, obvi. Just in case. All right.
Go do stuff. Get out of
I'm going to throw you on mute, Ray.
Yeah.
Last week we were talking about culture, so I'm trying to just find my spot here. Here we go. All right, cool. So what I'm going to work on, what I'm working on right now with you guys will be the weekly cadence with everybody, and I want to throw in some additional things we haven't talked about before. By the way, can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Like, I'm literally like, this is my view. It's just like cars going by. So I'm like, can you see me? All right, cool. So the main meetings that you want to have each week are going to be the Monday mashup, the one-on-one, the pipeline review, and maybe a training. So I want to walk through these meetings as to what they should be including and not including and what makes them work and not work. So here we go. First thing is the Monday mashup. I've told you guys this before. You guys are all OGs in the program. So it is the purpose of the meeting is to shake off the weekend, remind them what their goal is, remind them all of the reminders because they're not robots like a Claude thing that can remember everything in its memory, and then set a vision for the week. If we don't do this, what happens is the reps end up getting into, just like you do, answering emails, getting stuck into a meeting, answering that last email, answering Slacks, being like, who was that customer from before? Doing that thing, thinking, oh, you know what? Tommy just did that. I'm going to do that too. And then they look up on Friday and they go, I worked hard, but I hardly got stuff done. So to solve this, we want to go on Monday. First slide is your values. We were just talking about, distracted me. We were just talking about traditions in the culture session. So what the traditions, one of the major traditions is having the values in the first place. If you haven't made values, go to your team individually, do a Google form, talk to them about it, do it in a group, whichever one you want. Ask them, what do you hate when other people do? Like what annoys you? And if you want to get deep, you go, what do you hate or what do you hate other people do as it relates to, and then insert whatever topics your team sucks at. So what frustrates you? What do you hate when other people do as it relates to prospecting, respecting other people in the organization, team meetings? So if I have a team that's like complaining all the time, I'll be like, as it relates to like handling what they can handle or complaining, because everybody's natural instinct will be to say the positive. They're going to go, well, I hate people that complain, not thinking that they complain all the fucking time. So now later when you make the value, you go, hey, I looked at all of your answers and the values are clearly like controlling what you can control or not complaining. It's like, this is coming from you guys, you know? So that's a little trick as to how to skew the values to be what you want them to be. However, there are always going to be some version of like persistence and integrity or whatever. Okay. So now in your Monday mashup, slide 1, values. Total speed on that slide. Andre, can you guess how much time I spent on that slide?
I think you said previously, what, 5 seconds, 10 seconds?
Half a second.
It's quick.
5 seconds, max. So this is just, what's up, guys? All right, why don't we dive in? You know, you chat with everybody. Cool. So as you guys know, our values are integrity, always treating the customer right, and persistence. All right, that's it. Okay. Slide 2 is you go right into the scorecard. Oh, sorry. Slide 2 and 3, you go right into the performance plan. So this is where you just say, if you do bad, if you do good, this is what happens. If you do bad, this is what happens. So about a half a second on each slide. So these slides, I know I've shown you guys these things, but here's, what's up, Asnus?
Sup.
All right, so this is that though. Slide 1, values. Slide 2, this is how you move from senior SDR and up. So here's what happens if you do good. Here's what happens if you do bad. That's it. Then you go right into results. What this does is it says to the team, like, you're saying, I prioritize the values that we hold. That is the number one most important thing. And then we go right into the number two, which is performance. I care about our values, and the most important thing after that is performance. Some tricks on the performance, the results slide. So I recommend you use a leaderboard here as much as you can, and you include as many leaderboards as you can. Let me show you this. It's another version of an app that I made for a client. So in here, I've got like how many people have hit the goal, how many people hit their number of jobs goal, how many people hit the doors, opens, inspections, claims, adjuster appointments, jobs, all that stuff. So what this is doing is it's saying, look for where you obviously know you should be in the top. Like looking at the numbers is useless. I hate people who are just like, so here's where we are. We're at $364,000. Jake's at $24,000. Tommy has $15,600. It doesn't do anything. And I also think it's stupid where the managers, maybe it's you guys if it is, sorry, where they just come in and they're just like, what are you guys all forecasting? And so it's like, I'm due 80K. I'm going to do 100K to the last day of the month, right? Because we're all faking it. Instead, you just want to go like, here are the facts. You may be the worst guy on the team, and you're going to see it. And you're going to see it for every KPI. So there's no squeezing out of it. Now, the reason I do multiple leaderboards, that's why I do a leaderboard. The reason I do multiple leaderboards is because the A performers will only look at the top one. And they're going to be like, I should be the most jobs, most revenue, most customers. Your B and C performers know in their heart they will never be the top performer. They know it. Because it's like you guys been on the baseball team or something, your sports team, and you're like, I'm never going to be better than this guy. He's better than me. There's no amount of work I can put in to be better than this guy. It's not going to happen. So then what we look at when you're that guy, let's say in baseball, is you're like, but my on-base percentage, but my errors. And what they do is they create an identity around that item. This just happens organically. They will start to say things like proactively, well, I'm the conversion rate guy. I'm like the big customer guy though. So I really don't want to discount because I'm like the big customer guy. And you're like, you are? I guess I didn't know that that's true. He's like, yeah, like every week I'm number one on the board for biggest customer or number two. And you're like, okay, cool. And so for what I have for the company I was just showing you there is I have the inputs and outputs like doors, just like cold calls, outputs, jobs or revenue. But then I also show all the throughputs, like your door to open rate, your open to get an inspection rate, your inspection to claim rate, your claim to job rate, or in your words, all the other different things, stage 1 to 2, 2 to 3, or whatever. What this does is it immediately, when you do this in your one-on-one with the rep who has been in the same spot for 2 weeks in a row, he's going to come to you and go, dude, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I suck at stage 3. And you're going to be like, what? I've been too busy writing Slacks. I have no idea what you're fucking talking about. They're going to proactively ask you for coaching on the area they need coaching because they're going to go, for whatever reason, I'm the bottom of the board every time. So they're going to proactively fix things, or they're going to proactively have an identity around things. Either way, it gets fixed or it gets solidified, all because you just show multiple leaderboards. All right. After the leaderboard, this is where you're going to show the reminders. The trick with reminders, there are 2 tricks with reminders. So it's just like this, super fancy. What I do is I come in here. I have this pinned to my browser. I have this pinned to my browser. I don't keep a bunch of pins. This one gets pinned because when you got a Slack from the head of marketing, it's like, hey, can your team just let me know if they find any people that look like this? And it's like, yeah. And then you're in a meeting with your boss and your boss is like, yeah, I was looking at Sarah. I feel like her numbers are down. And did you ever see this podcast where they were talking about how you got to use AI for that? And you start writing this shit down because you're not going to remember all this little bullshit. You write it all down and then you keep it in here. And on Monday, you're like, oh yeah, fuck, I forgot about that Sarah number thing. I'm going to talk about that today. So you've got your agenda here. And then next week, what do I do with this, Aaron, next week?
You use it or you start over.
Oh, no, I don't start over. Next week, it's going to look like this.
You add to it.
And I'm going to start adding new shit. Because what I'm going to do is in this meeting, I'm like, hey guys, I know you get 100 Slacks, 100 emails. Everything's quick. Could you remember to, don't forget to, hey, whenever you're doing this, a good thing to do is, also it's Sarah's birthday. This is a lot of shit because you also have all your deals and emails and bullshit. So you just keep putting it here. And for 4 to 5 weeks, you keep the same shit on here. Adding more, but 4 to 5 weeks, keeping the same shit on here. 2 things happen. Number one, they actually remember. Number two, they I just lost my fucking train of thought. Oh, but number two, you will start to see how much change you're bringing to an organization too fast. Because when this thing starts to fill up and it's like week 2, you're like, this is way too much shit for people to remember. You know, you're like changing the font down. You're like, this is too much. So it'll slow you down. Remember the phrase I was saying the other day, I'm stealing it from somebody else, which is to say 90 miles an hour feels completely different when you're in the passenger seat than when you're in the driver's seat. The driver has the context. I'm doing this. I'm making these changes. I know what I'm about to do. I can sense the weight of the car. Passenger seat, it feels like you're just floating. That's why everybody's panicking when we're driving too fast. When you're driving too fast in sales leadership is we're making too many changes because you're like, okay, cool. We got these couple things. No big deal because we got that thing coming up. It's all going to work out. And everyone else is like, we have a brand new change. Fuck. Okay, my whole world's flipped upside down. And you're like, what do you mean? Because it feels different in the passengers. That's why you want to have these reminders like, okay, mashup stops here. That's fine. However, what I've seen be more effective is you have some version of this. I'm not married to this version. You basically just go, what's your goal for the week? And it doesn't have to be anything big. This is not for you to say, you know, how much money are you going to bring in this week and how many more customers are you going to bring in? This is not meant to be a, like, here's a commitment I'm going to hold you accountable to. You got to fucking make it happen. Fuck you. Let's go. That's not the vibe. The vibe is more like, hey, man, you have a month or even a quarter that you got to think about. There's all these steps in between that are going to help you get to where you want to go. So this week it might be, I just really want to get Acme Copartis Pharmaceutical in. It's driving me nuts. It might be I want to clean up my CRM. It might be I got to focus on calls. It might be I want to get out in the field more. But it's like, it's a general thing. It's like, what's the thing you want to do this week? So yes, you're going to hold them accountable by next week saying, hey, last week you said this. Did you do it or not? We don't need a story. All you're saying next week when you come to the slide is, rep name, yours was focus. Did you do that? No. Cool. How about you, rep name? Your thing was focus. Did you do that? Cool. No judgment, no feedback, no nothing. This is just like a helper. It's just like an agenda where it's like, this week, my focus is this. We're just a post-it. You guys with me?
Yes.
If you do these things, your team in 15 minutes, not 30, not daily stand-ups, but in 15 minutes, you are reinstating the culture and the values so that they behave how you want them to behave without you around. Gets them locked in like, I got to fucking do my job. Locked in like, I need to get better than Tony at that KPI or better than myself where I am at the KPI right now. And understanding what's going on with the business and being like, I'm focused for the week. 15 minutes. Don't need longer meetings. Okay. That's the mashup. Now, the most important meeting that I run the whole week, forget the one-on-one. I think I've talked about one-on-ones enough. I'm going to go pipeline review. Most important meeting that you have every week is the pipeline review. When you go to your boss, so let me ask this, is it maybe rhetorically, but when your boss asks you for a forecast, if you give your boss a forecast and you get it wrong, who is that on?
Us.
Obviously, it's on us, right? Sorry for the lame question. But all of us, either now or in the past, have done this. Yeah, we missed the forecast. I mean, Tom just fucking over forecasted that big deal. Well, the team told me these things were coming in. Well, I mean, from what I could tell, it looked like this was going to come in, but I can't. I know the team's got to get better at forecasting. And your boss is like, how are you possibly shifting the responsibility of this to your team? So the pipeline review is critical for any forecasting because when your boss has a pipeline review with you, there are two things that he needs you to do that are impossible. Thing number one is forecast the future. 800,000 variables. Not possible. Number two is he wants you to know everything about every deal. Not possible. You ever been in the meeting with your boss? It's rhetorical. And your boss is like, well, when was the last time that we reached out to Acme? You're like, I don't fucking know. I got 17 sales reps. But there's like 600 deals in my pipeline. How do I know? Where instead, if you run the pipeline review, as I state that you should run it, those two things are possible. Number one, your forecast that's based off of win rate, deal size, that's based off of forecast stage or forecast category or some weighted thing you guys have mathematically. You can now see that. And because with the way we run pipeline reviews, you know what's happening with every single deal. You can see it say 700,000 and go to your boss and go, it's going to be 525. And your boss will go, why? And you're going to go, well, because actually like in there's 3 big deals. 2 are good. 1 is definitely good, but 1 is kind of shaky. So it's showing 700, but it's really not putting that in there. Thank you. And number 2, you're going to know about every single deal because you are the motherfucker who's filling out the goddamn pipeline review in the damn CRM. The reps are not doing this. When you try to close deals when you were a rep, did you always make sure your CRM is filled out?
No.
When you guys are looking for jobs, when you look for jobs, do you have like a CRM that you fill out? Do you guys use an Asana board to make sure that your stuff around the house gets done? You don't. So then why the fuck do we think sales reps? We all think sales reps, though, are going to fill the CRM. It's for you. It's to help you. No, it's not. It's for you. It's for forecasting. So you're the one who's responsible for making sure that everybody above you who looks at the dashboard and nothing else has no access to your team has access to all the data they want. You're the one responsible. So pipeline reviews. What we're doing here, stop me at any point in time, by the way. If I'm too intense, nothing, don't say anything too intense. All right. So here's how the pipeline reviews go. And I'll make sure to get all the tips in here as well. All right. You guys see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So if you're in Salesforce, HubSpot, I don't care. You're not using reports. Do not use reports. You're going to use views. Sugar has views. Everything has views. Reports you don't want to use because reports are not editable. You have to open everything in a new tab. A view, like this deal view in HubSpot, you can double click or even just click once into each of these cells and actually edit it live. If you had to open it in new tabs, this would be a fucking nightmare. So that's step one. Make a goddamn view. Step two is these are all the fields that you're going to have in here. You want the forecast category, so you have a gut feel. Is it good? Is it medium? Is it bad? You have a deal stage, so you know exactly where it is, and a deal close date and amount, because those four things are the critical things for forecast. And then you have the next step. The next step is for you to know what the fuck is happening with every single deal. There are two ways to do next steps. This is way one. They both have the same core bit. Core bit is you have to have the exact date of the item that is going to be done, not has been done, going to be done, and what that task is. So it's going to say 11:15 proposal call, 12:1 go no go call, whatever it is. So that way, when your boss goes, "What's happening with DME?" You're like, "Yeah, we actually are replying to his reply that he had sent me with the proposal overview meeting." Okay, cool. Well, what about Discover? Yeah, we're actually having our first meeting next week. Well, what about the team, David? We're seeing if they know the 3K. The 3K is going to work on the 18th. Okay, cool. Sounds good. This also makes it easier for you to know what the forecast category and deal stage should be, as opposed to just sounds good, looks good. You can look at it and go 11:15 proposal call. It typically takes me 4 months to get a proposal in, let's say. I now know that deal is not coming in because 11:15 doesn't leave me enough time, for example. Okay. So we're updating this stuff in real time. You're using the numbers. The other way that I use the next step, or other people use the next step, is they do put the to do, like 11:15, do this item. But a lot of times I find they either have the previous to do in there, just like for their own mind to be like, oh, we did this and now we're doing this. It's just like helpful. And I've seen other people, they put like a little brief summary of what's going on at this point in time. So it's just like all good. Like Dale's really pushing back a lot. 11:15 called John. But when you do it, always the date is first, because you are going to come here in the morning and you sort by date. So when your reps are going bouncing all around and they're just going to their cool deals or whoever's emailing them lately, that's not what you want to do. You want them to come in here, hit next step, it sorts the whole column. So it goes 11:15, 11:15, 11:15, 11:15. They do those four activities. They go to 11:16. They do those two activities. They get on with the rest of the day. That's it. You're done. Here's the deal with us. So what we're going to do, though, is the question we're asking them. Does anybody know the question we ask them? That would be amazing. It warmed my heart.
The question we ask who?
The rep in the pipeline review.
Why is this deal not closing today?
Aaron McKee, I owe you an over the pants HJ, my friend. Here's the deal. When you ask someone what's with this deal, the answer is always a story. Because that's how we organize stuff in our head. Yeah, this is a deal from a long time ago. We're like, yeah, remember that one with the guy where he was like, he didn't respond? Yeah, this is that one. So, anyway, so he didn't respond, and I talked to him, and then we went long. If you said, and just go, why can't this deal close today? I promise you what they will do, by the way, is try to tell you a story. And if you then follow up and have the balls to go, no, today, why can't they sign a contract today? That will get you to see the current bottleneck. What sounds like is this. Why can't they sign a contract today? I mean, so this is the guy from a few months ago when, I totally get it, but why can't they sign today? Well, I was trying to tell you, so this guy's a few months ago. I get all that, but like this moment right in time, why can't they sign? Dude, they haven't even seen the fucking demo yet. Cool. So what do we have to do to either increase the incentive that makes them want to join a demo or decrease the friction it takes to join a demo? That's it on every single one. His boss hasn't seen it. How do we get his boss to see it, make it easier to see it, or make him want to see it? Well, his team's still thinking about it internally. So what's the next thing? Follow them up. Follow up to see if they talk about it internally. How do we get them to want to do it internally or reduce the friction to look at it in return? That's the meeting. So now you're just going like, great, 7-3, do this thing. And you're updating it in real time. The rep is now leaving with a to-do list for every single one of their deals. You now have a hand on all of their deals. Over time, they're going to start saying to you, I know what I got to do here before you even say anything. And when you know you've nailed this, I've said before, when you've nailed feedback, going back to that lesson, you've nailed feedback when your team starts to make fun of you. When your team goes, can I give you some feedback? That's when you've nailed it. That's when it is now part of your culture. You've nailed pipeline reviews when your team comes into the meeting and goes, this deal isn't closing because, and they will. They will. It takes some longer than others, but they'll be like, this one's stuck because of a demo. This one, and those guys are the ones who immediately get to, so I'm going to do this. So I'm going to do this. So I'm going to do this. And I end up having 10 minutes.
Do you have a time frame or a timeline that you shoot for
the
to
total
get to that, like to get to that stage?
No, because everybody's so different. It's like some get it like within the next meeting, and others it's like they don't ever get it.
But do you rank your reps because of that? Or like does that factor into?
No, I just like that's just sort of like a thing that you know what I mean? Like you're just in here, like I have Sarah's pipe review. This one's going to be a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Whereas like, got Tom's going to take 10 minutes. We're going to go through 30 fucking deals in 10 minutes. So I'm just going to go, this one, yep, looks good. Cool. This one, why is it not closing today? Oh, okay, cool. Move. Let's do this. All right, man, have a good one. You could have 30 deals that you go through in 5 minutes because you're just like, these ones are already good.
Well, because that was my next question, because like some reps I feel like take 2 minutes and their shit is easy and you have an idea because you've been working on them for a certain amount of time. But other reps, like you kind of try to find things to work.
Yeah. But if you can just work on identify the bottleneck, and then let's say in a vacuum, you can just keep going down bottlenecks.
Yeah.
Which would be like, why is it not closed? Because he hasn't seen the demo. Why hasn't he seen the demo? Because he doesn't see the value in it. Why doesn't he see the value in it? Because we haven't shown him anything. Why haven't you shown him anything? Because we haven't been able to get in front of him. Why haven't we like you could just go down that line of thinking basically.
Yeah.
If I were to come to your organization today, knowing not all what you guys sell or have any context, I could still run pipe review because I'm just like, why haven't they closed? Okay, action isn't done. How do we make someone want to do that action, or make it easier for them to do that action, whatever that action is, whether it's selling tractors, taking demo calls, or going to a conference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why we can run pipe reviews sort of anywhere. Do this, update the sheet. Your forecast is beautiful. Your reps know what the fuck is going on, and they stop giving you bullshit stories. Your first time that you run this, you want to tell them, I'm going to cut you off a bunch. Here's why I'm doing. Our natural way of speaking is we're going to tell a big story. I know that you have a story for all these, and I need you to have the story. I don't need the story. So to speed up this meeting, give you back more time in your day, me back more time in my day, and us have more time to think through the 3, 4, 5 deals that are big, important ones, I'm going to cut you off when you give a story. You say, why isn't it closed? Why isn't it closed? That way the reps aren't like, what the fuck? Because I've had that happen too. They're like, are you fucking serious? Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go catch a flight.
Good luck.
Love you all.
Peace out.
Peace out, Boy Scout. Ciao, boys.
Bye, guys.